Hey guys, welcome to the Real Estate Huddle. This is episode 20, and today we're going to talk about some of the up and coming neighborhoods. We get asked this a lot. This is kind of a hot topic as far as like, hey, how can I get ahead of the popularity of this neighborhood and buy in an area that's going to appreciate really well and continue to grow? And so today we're going to have a discussion about that. Just talk about some of the places where, in 5 to 10 years could be worth a lot more money, and you may want to own a property to live in there or to rent out there so that it can continue to grow and do very well, or just enjoy life there. Some people just like enjoying life. They don't really care about money. So if that's you, this is something to listen to as well, because these areas are places where it's, close proximity to jobs, location, that sort of thing that's growing in demand. And I think there's a lot. There actually are a lot. As like we saw in the pandemic, right? Everybody was in Denver and then spread out. And it was like an exodus from Denver because downtown wasn't in great shape if you ever went down there during the pandemic. And so a lot of people left. And then now a lot of people are coming back to these areas that are like not quite downtown, but like close to it, right? Mm-hmm. So some of those in that category that I think we would mention, one would be Harvey Park is a big one. And like talk about a tight-knit neighborhood. It's crazy. There's like watchdogs everywhere. Their next door is insane. They have oh yeah, like they look out for each other. Like everyone's just like buys into the neighborhood, and it's just they have this camaraderie and community feel within the neighborhood. Without an HOA, it's all on the owners. Like they just organically do it.
So there has to be fewer scrapes and builds there because
there are. I haven't seen much of that. There's a lot of 1940s.
As soon as that would happen, it would kind of lose a lot of that personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. And I think that the owners would kind of be upset about that because they want to preserve it and like keep it the way it is. And it's fairly like one of the more affordable places to buy too, but highly competitive as well. Like it seems like price points start here, but almost all the time when things pop up there, they go quick and for quite a bit of money just because it is a desirable neighborhood to live in. And people love it. I mean, you're just west of I-25, and south of downtown, just kind of the southwest side there, but like 10-minute commute to downtown, super close to everything. You can get to Platt Park
to everything,
easy.
Yeah.
So
where is that in relation to like Sloans Lake?
Really close. So like Sloans Lake is going to be
Villa Lake.
Yeah, so that'll be north of there. Like Sloans Lake, Edgewater runs into kind of the Highlands area. That's all north, so northwest of the highway there. So you're and Sloans Lake's another one that's just way up and coming because like Edgewater is its own city, right? And so that's been growing a ton as far as just popularity because you're so close to everything. You've got those views coming off, of all of downtown and everything close to the mountains. It's a good spot. And the lake. I love Sloans Lake. It's beautiful.
I know there's, West Colfax right there. Mm-hmm. So Sloans Lake is just north of that, but just south of Colfax, I mean, that area right there is exploding. Yeah. They've scraped so much, and brand new townhomes are going up on every street, and I've seen them. They're very, very nice.
It's getting harder and harder. Like even Platt Park, that's what everyone wants to do. Find that $1 million scraper. Mm-hmm. So I guess that still counts as up and coming. That's a different mindset. Yeah. But you're still finding these 50s small homes that have great bones.
Yeah,
and then that's the proximity, key. Everything.
Yeah. Well, and on that note, like the places where I'm seeing the most scrapes and turnover are the places that have the highest like price per square foot. In a lot of cases, like the Highlands has just been booming for 15 years now, where price per square foot's gone from like $250 a square foot to now like over $1,000 a square foot, which is insane. Like for an outsider that's listening to this, like outside of the Denver area, coming from like the Midwest or something, they're like, like their mind was just blown, right?
Absolutely.
It's hard to imagine. So that's way more up than coming.
Yeah.
Highlands, because that was it.
Yeah.
20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Totally. So you'll see investors scraping entire homes, building a new home on there, or popping the top, which happens a lot, where they just level off the top and build another story on top of it and create more square footage that way. And that produces a lot of value, for investors. But what you were saying too, like that South Broadway area, and also like Virginia Village, we've seen Bonnie Bray, we've seen a lot of these scrapes happen there, but also especially South Broadway. I've noticed like they're doing a ton because Inglewood is very, very duplex friendly and multi-unit friendly.
There's
where
a lot going
Denver,
on.
it's a lot tougher. There's a lot of red tape that you have to go around, and especially in all the other cities like suburbs. But Inglewood, like they love it. They
Inglewood at South Broadway, it's
Yep.
exploding, and you could still get stuff for a good price.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, there's some
Going to get really competitive coming up, isn't it?
and great lots. They just had a new change in their zoning that just got passed, and it allows like any unit to have an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit, on the back of it. So you can build another unit on the back of almost any unit in Inglewood now. So it's very friendly for investors.
There's a proposal being debated to allow that in many more places, that your own ADU on your property.
Well, because we have low inventory, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be solved by just building more and more outside of the city. Like you have to create places for people to live that are close to work.
And
that
you
sort of
see,
thing.
Broadway and I-25, all those huge multifamilies going up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna do great for the businesses down there too.
totally. Yeah,
So
yeah.
the area that I was talking about was, we love a place called Southern Hills, which is like north of Hamden, west of University, which is very developed. Homes aren't huge, but it's a great neighborhood. On the other side of University is where I think of University Hills.
Yeah.
And that's where there are still good-sized lots, nice homes. Mostly people are buying to scrape them.
Yep. Yeah, and that whole university area is very expensive, but University Hills for some reason is like their value's been not suppressed, but like not grown at the same rate.
Because you got 25 right there, but
Yeah. Yep. So no, there's some good opportunities there, and you're seeing a lot of flips there. I mean, you drive down some of those streets, it's like a quarter of the street's been completely scraped and redone. And on the South Broadway, what I was mentioning before, you've got some opportunities where some investors have come in and bought a rundown home that's like a 1,200 square foot ranch home on a quarter acre, but zoned for duplex.
Yes.
And they'll scrape that, get rid of it, and build two 2,200 square foot, 3-story duplexes like that are
Brilliant.
Yeah, or units that are a duplex that end up going for $1 million each,
Yep.
and they're walking away $2 million minus expensive building minus $500 for acquiring the place.
Such good opportunity over there.
Yeah, if you know how to build, develop, or have some of those skills, you can put that together. And the city of Inglewood, like the planning division, is really helpful too. Like they'll meet with you, show you like designs of what you could do there, and talk specific lots. And they're one of the better city. Places to work with rather than
and all
others.
we talked about all the restaurants and all the stores and shops, and the walkability is it's really great. So it's kind of like a good place to be.
even it's probably just past the peak now, but north of Main Street in Littleton to the east of 85,
Yeah.
in the last, I don't know, 8-10 years, that whole thing has turned over, and it's all these really nice designed duplexes, triplexes.
It did.
I don't remember what it was like before that, but I'm
But
sure
then
that's not it.
just west of that is Federal, and it's like in that little area again. It's just getting
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, and you've got Baker is an up and coming place that's even closer to the city. That's just right off of like 6th and I-25, kind of on that northeast side of that, where you've got really unique architecture, some really cool homes that are, in Denver we have awesome like looking homes downtown, like in those suburbs that are right around downtown. Craftsman's, Tudors, Victorians that are just beautiful homes, bungalows, and so it's unique, and some people just prefer that way more over the production cookie cutter homes that you see, a little further out.
Yeah.
But Baker's up and coming because they've got a great nightlife scene. They've got lots of good restaurants that are establishing
Yeah,
too.
where's Baker?
Remind me where that is.
Yep. So we're just east of I-25 and right off of just south of the city. You're right by 6th and I-25, basically, just on the east side of I-25, tucked up to the highway there.
Oh, wow.
But it's big. It's kind of a big neighborhood, so you can get off the highway and not have as much noise. And so that one's definitely up and coming. I think people have talked about Globeville for a long time being up and coming, and they're still talking about it today as being up and coming, especially the Globeville people. And
Especially
it hasn't appreciated as good of a rate as some of these other places because you've got I-70 and I-25 like convening right there. And so with all that road noise and traffic, and it just has that feel of being a little more like, I don't know, it's like it's as much as it can turn over, the better it will be, because those properties will be in better condition. And I think people will be more attracted to that area that can handle the noise. But it is really close to everything. And
see, that's important. Yeah. What do you think of Berkeley?
Love Berkeley. Berkeley's done really well. I can't believe the demand. Berkeley and also Sunnyside. There's both of those neighborhoods have done extremely well, and they're just south of I-70. So as long as you're off of the highway a little bit, you're not hearing it all the time.
And just slightly off is still very accessible, but
yeah, even like 2 or 3 blocks off.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Good. And you don't,
Regis is there.
Yeah,
and, you know, it's got it's.
I was in. I think it's pretty sure we were at like a social event, and I felt like I was in Seattle, in Berkeley.
Oh, nice.
It's just I don't know what it was that made me think that,
feel.
or like parts of San Francisco.
Yeah.
It made me think I needed to get out more.
More walkable, and it's close to the Highlands with the art district and all that stuff right there, but you're not paying Highlands prices.
Right,
which
not
is
yet.
Huge. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Highlands and Wash Park are probably the couple biggest price per square foot places we see. RiNo is another one that is very still up and coming. It has been for the last 10 years. I mean, at 5 Points and RiNo both right downtown. And just they've opened up a ton of great restaurants, great commercial right around there.
Hotels, boutique hotels.
Right.
I mean,
they've gone vertical and had some great units for getting more people in the neighborhood, and it's just the proximity to everything is unbeatable.
I gotta tell you, even 10 years ago though, I was just scared to go down there and at night.
Especially
and now
5
I'm
Points.
like, and now I'm like totally comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to go by myself, but that's just
A lot of young
It's
folks.
really cleaned up.
Yeah, it has.
It's a good.
But again, that's very adjacent. So I think of like 5 Points being kind of adjacent to RiNo.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we moved here 20 years ago, like
You didn't go there.
you did not go there.
Yeah.
But I don't know, being there 6-7 years ago, it's great.
Yeah.
So really good parts of town. And I think like looking at a broader spectrum, if you're interested more in the suburbs and kind of those areas, just keep in mind everything just keeps expanding. So like the whole city of Centennial on the east side of town, especially like Cherry Creek schools, you've got, Cherry Creek schools and a lot of that is really booming right now and becoming better and better as far as value goes. And I would say up and coming still. People are expanding down that used to have these short commutes, and now they're like, you know what? I don't mind driving 25 minutes to get into schools that are really solid schools. And so Parker and Castle Rock are still they're spreading out, but they're still growing a ton of cute little fun downtown walking areas in both of them. They do a lot of activities.
Definitely done a lot.
Yeah, Parker Days during the summer, just different things we've talked about here on the show, but like.
Even Castle Rock has grown.
It has.
And they've started to go vertical too. So
and never ending.
You mean the old like downtown?
Yeah.
The old part?
I mean, there's just these amazing condos and everything. You can walk everywhere. The restaurants are incredible.
Yeah, you drive by it so much and you see it and it doesn't look that appealing because you see all the development. Once you get on the other side and you park and walk, it's great.
There's a lot of development going on there in the next couple of years though. Like lots. So it'd be interesting to see what it does.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. No, great parts of town if you're looking to spread out a little bit and get a little more space. But that kind of does it for my list as far as like the up and coming areas that I think are the biggest ones to keep an eye on right now and opportunities that are out there. And
They're good ones.
If you can buy in those right areas, they can really appreciate well for you down the road compared to maybe an area that's kind of inflated in value that's not going to grow as much.
Right.
So.
Have you personally looked at any of those spots for investments?
Always, yeah.
But have you pulled the trigger on one yet up there?
I've got a place in Centennial.
Centennial.
Yeah, and
but nothing up in the Berkeley or.
I had a friend
Sloans.
that just bought in Berkeley, flipped it, and made money. Sold it right away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So a lot of college kids up there too. So
Yep. Yeah, because especially in those like smaller units, like
Yeah,
if you're
this is
flipping,
pretty small.
flippers love those smaller units that have a higher price per square foot because their money goes further because of that price per square foot, right? But yeah, if you're buying and holding, sometimes the cash flow doesn't line up because of the
Yeah.
price to acquire those places, and so I've been more interested in buying.
Got a friend, I'm not going to do this justice, but he bought a portfolio of properties heavily in university area. But one of them, and they're all cash flowing, and one of them, he and his wife are turning it into their forever home for, they're not,
Wow.
nice.
forever is not as long a time as it used to be.
Yeah.
But then I think they're building a unit underneath that they could rent or VRBO or have a child live. Or
It's awesome.
Very cool.
A lot of good opportunities out there. Thanks so much for joining us, guys, for this episode. Hopefully it lets you know where these up and coming areas are, and if you do have interest in knowing more about these or like the actual homes that are available in these pockets, because sometimes it's hard to find because you can't search by city on the MLS or on like Zillow or some of those. You can search by city but not by neighborhood in some aspects of it. So if we can do a really detailed search to pinpoint like this is the neighborhood that's that up and coming spot that you should be really paying attention to, even if you're like 1, 2, 3 years out from making that decision, we're happy to put you on a list where you can see those homes that are coming up and you can track like how much they're growing in value and what's going on in those areas. And we've got stat reports too, just on those specific areas if you'd like to see those as far as how they've grown over time and how they compare to other areas in town. So if we can help you with any of that, let us know. We're always here to help, and we'll catch you on the next episode. So if you have enjoyed what you're listening to and you'd like to hear more, make sure to press that subscribe button so that you can not miss out on any more episodes that are coming up. And also check out all of our contact information is below. You can see us at the dreamsmithteam.com to look up more information about our team and our history and all of the members of our team and see contact information that you can reach us if you have any real estate needs.
See you next time.